Happy morning, students. I hope you're all doing good at home and keep on learning your class 10 portions. Today, in our revision program, we are going to revise the topic metals and non-metals. Student, at the end of this topic, 5 questions is given for your practice. Please do write that 5 questions alone in your classwork and send those photos to the mail ID given edustar.10@gmail.com. Only the question and its answers. No need to write the theory part in your classwork while you are sending. Okay. And important news in this topic is extraction of metal. The complete chapter of that in this topic, extraction in the metals and non-metals chapter, extraction of metals is completely removed. That is, we have learnt about how the metals are extracted using different method: electrolytic refining, carbon roasting, calcination. All these process, everything is deleted. So please make note that extraction of metal is deleted in our portion. Now let's move on to the topic. Metals and non-metals are broadly classified based on their physical properties. They are occurring in nature. So the elements which are in nature to be separated in a group. They have been separated as metals and non-metals based on their physical properties. In this physical properties also, the physical property called ductility, malleability and sonorous, these are all the properties which possessed only by metals. Okay, and there is no exceptional cases in non-metals to possess such property, but we can say only one metal in the metals list, mercury, cannot exhibit the property of malleability. Okay, it cannot be converted into thin sheets because it is a liquid metal, whereas these three properties cannot be exhibited by a non-metals. So by using this three physical property, we can easily identify the sample given to us is either a metal or a non-metal. Next, we'll see about the chemical properties. It is a very important one. All metals are electropositive and all non-metals are electronegative. The metals react with oxygen to form basic oxide, whereas in the non-metal reacts with oxygen form neutral or sometimes acidic oxide also. Learn with a few more examples given there in your textbook. Here I have given with one example. Learn few more from your textbook. Metal oxides and hydroxide bonds have ionic bonds. Non-metal oxides and hydroxide have covalent bonds. So ionic bonds. Metals follow ionic bond. They will form ionic bond. Metals react with water to form hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So when they are metals react with water to form hydroxide of that salt and along with the hydrogen gas. Non-metals do not react with water, and metals react with dilute acids to form salt and hydrogen gas, whereas non-metals do not react with these two, and they cannot displace the hydrogen, so they can't react with dilute acid. And next is important topic in this lesson is reactivity series. That is, the metals are arranged in the decreasing order of the reactivity. It is known as reactivity series. So in the topmost is the most reactive element, and the bottom it is the least reactive element. We can say gold, silver, platinum. Platinum, gold, silver are the least reactive element, whereas potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium, aluminium, all are most reactive elements. So it will be placed in a neat arranged in order of their decreasing reactivity, then this series is called as reactivity series. Next important topic of this lesson is ionic bond. It is a chemical bond formed by the transfer of electron from one atom to another atom is known as ionic bond. This transfer of electron is happening only to fill the outermost orbital as a completely filled orbital. I hope you remember we have discussed about this in detail in our previous session, that is in our video class. Again, I have given an example of how sodium chloride is formed. See, in the sodium atom, the outermost orbit, it is having a only one electron. What is the atomic number of sodium? You all remember, right? 11. So in this, there is only one in the outermost orbit. So it is divided as 2, 8, 1. Whereas in the chlorine, it has outermost orbit, it has 7 electrons. So if sodium donates its one electron to the chloride. Here that electron only we are calling as ion. So sodium is donating that particular unpaired one to the chloride one. So sodium is now loses its outer orbit electron and it attains positive Na plus. Whereas in the chloride become anion, it is accepting this. So from this the compound NaCl is formed. So by losing the electron, sodium become cation. By accepting the electron, chloride become anion. That's how the ionic bond is formed. That is the chemical bond formed by the transfer of electrons from one atom to another is known as ionic bond. And we should know the properties of ionic bonds. They are generally hard and solid. They have high melting and boiling point. They are soluble in water but insoluble in inorganic solvents. And they are very good conductors of electricity only in the case of molten and solution state, because when they are in a solid they are very hard. Their intermolecular packaging is a tight one, so it cannot allow the electron to flow. So there is no, it cannot work as a conductor of electricity in a solid state. When it becomes molten or solution, then only ionic compounds act as a conductor of electricity. Students, now it is time to take a note of your practice question. Please take down this 5 question. Take a screenshot of this, copy the question, answer it neatly, and take a photocopy and mail it to edustar.10@gmail.com. Students, once again, I am repeating you. Please answer this practice question in your notebook. Send that alone in the photo of the EduStar photo of today's homework, edustar.10@gmail.com. You write the assignment given, already given the topic list is separate. You write the assignment in a separate notebook that you keep with yourself. No need to send that photographs, because in the last homework many students sent that also. Please avoid taking photograph of that work. Only do the video session discussion work as a homework of today. Thank you, children. Catch you in the next class.